Alright, my name is Ben Pachetti, and I'm going to be giving my informative speech for my business communication class, and I will be giving it in front of these audience members. Thank you to the audience who so kindly came over tonight to watch this speech, and here we are. Aloha everyone, and thank you for joining me tonight.
Aloha.
Hi. Now, what if I told you that all of your senses, all of your perceptions, and all of your possible states of awareness, what if everything it is possible for you to experience could be divided into 7 categories? Now, let's say that each of these categories can be associated with a particular thing in your own body. And what if I told you these things were chakras? These chakras represent not only parts in your physical body, but parts of your consciousness. Please. Now, what are chakras, you may be asking? Chakras actually originate from Hindu text, and the word chakra comes from the Sanskrit word for wheel. Now, these chakras are force centers. They're valve-like wheels of energy that exist in your body along your spine. Like force centers that originate from tantric and yogic traditions, these chakras come from Hinduism and Buddhism. A yoga instructor and a dear friend of mine explained it kind of like, she said, her name is Jacqueline McCaffrey, she's a certified yoga instructor. She said, think of it like your reception and transmission of energies. And that's a good way to really understand your own chakras. Now, they interact with the physical body through the endocrine system and also the nervous system. These chakras can be linked to different parts of one person's personality, and in our globalized world, chakras have now become more familiar in the West. And in the West, we typically talk about 7 different chakras in particular. First of all, there's the root chakra, according to eclecticenergy.com. The root chakra, generally represented by the color red, governs instinct, security, and survival, also a connection to Earth and Mother Nature. Moving up, the sacral chakra is usually white or orange. It's located in the sacrum. Has a lot to do with the testes, the ovaries. Governs relationships, violence, addiction, and pleasure. Physically, it governs joy. Mentally, it governs creativity. Up in the solar plexus chakra, usually represented by the color yellow, it has a lot to do with the metabolic and the digestive systems. Personally, it deals with power, fear, and anxiety, as well as opinion. It also governs matters of growth spiritually. The heart chakra, usually represented by the color green, has a lot to do with the thymus, endocrine, and immune system. It deals with complex emotion, compassion, tenderness, and unconditional love, as well as equality. Physically, as we all know, the heart has a lot to deal with circulation. Mentally, the heart chakra has to deal with compassion, spirituality, and devotion. Moving up, my favorite chakra, the throat chakra, is represented by the color blue. The throat chakra has a lot to do with communication. It has a lot to do with growth and expression, which the thyroid, which governs growth and maturation, is connected with the throat chakra as well. So, physically, you will receive a lot of different things, communication being one of them, independence emotionally, and lastly, if your throat chakra is open, you will be secure in your spirituality. So the research suggests. The brow chakra, usually represented by more of a violet color, is connected with the pineal gland, which regulates sleep and waking up. The brow chakra has a lot to do with trusting your inner guidance, your intuition, visual consciousness, and clarity. Lastly, the crown chakra is usually represented by 1,000 multicolored lotus petals. The crown chakra is connected to the central nervous system, the hypothalamus. The crown chakra has a lot to do with pure consciousness, beingness, mindfulness, inner wisdom, and is usually only completely open and achieved through the death of the body. Now that we've identified these 7 chakras, I'd like to quickly talk to you about how we can facilitate the opening and the closing of your chakras. Now, there are a couple different ways, one of which is meditation. There's what's called the mudras, different hand symbols they can use while meditating to open up the chakra. This one, for example, is to open up the throat chakra. and a lot of people find it very interesting and very useful. You can also open up the chakras, according to Belief.net, through a change in your diet. The root chakra, for example, protein, root vegetables, and mushrooms will help you out with that. Your sacral chakra, fish, tropical fruits, and nuts. And the solar plexus chakra, carbs, fiber, and whole grains. Now these are some things that you might be able to incorporate into your diet to help out one of your 7 chakras. And lastly, working on the areas of your life that relate to the chakra. If communicating with your partner is being a problem, work on your throat chakra. If you have maybe throat pain, maybe you need to recognize what's going on in the communication aspect of your life and just how you can open up these chakras and recognize your own personal power that you have within yourself. Whatever works for you, just do some research. So, in closing, I've told you what the chakras are. I went over what each chakra is and what it governs, as well as ways to open and close your chakras. Now, these chakras are something that many people around the world know about, and hopefully after this speech, you all know a little bit more about them too. And I urge you, if this interests you, go and do some research and further explore it. The concept is something simple, yet in depth. However, the reality is that these 7 chakras are actually based around the physiology of your own body. So, understanding the physiology of your own body and how you can better that is probably something worthwhile. Thank you.
Yeah. Again.
Okay.